It was 10 years ago. There's a huge exam coming up in a particular small school, and in that school, there's a child who's supposed to experience life to socialize with their friends, ending up crumbling and shrinking and feeling weak in the teacher's office. It turns out that the child has fallen ill, and imagine that when you are sick, you're not supposed to going home because of the exam, and you are being forced to stay at the teacher's schools while the air conditioner were blowing directly in your face. And this was the normal routine of me when having an exam since I was a kid. Throughout my whole years, it's slowly starting to fade until I was 15 when I stumbled upon self-improvement. I learned a lot in life, not only living a life of live, study, and eventually exam. I learned more about fitness, I learned more about mental health, why I'm feeling kind of nervous when I start scrolling through social media. I keep on looking at the clock, thinking that what should I have done using the time. I learned more about gratitude, the way I view the world in different lenses. And every time when I was a child, I was throwing tantrum and throwing attitude that was not giving anything positive to the world. And the majority of people in my country only realize the small aspect of self-improvement when they actually taken life seriously after graduate from high school or even university. Then they started to feel left behind and feeling a bit of anxious. And why has this happened to the majority of people all around the world? The educational system that revolves around learning is completely and utterly corrupted and wrong. Since when that we started learning, we have been brainwashed that when you learn, you must get it completely 100% right. You're not allowed to make a single mistake. And when you do, the teachers yell at you straight in your face. And since when that when we are having an exams, after finish an exam, when you handed in the homework, handed in the exam paper, everyone start crowding up in a group, start to discussing whether or not you right or you wrong, and feel a sense of accomplishment, whether you're getting the answers right or feeling depressed when you're getting the answers wrong. But this situation has slowly programmed us since we are a kid studying at school, and we're trying to minimize failures as best as we can. But this is what learning is all about. There's no way you're going to learn if you don't experience any setbacks and failures. You're not going to learn how to ride a bike when you don't even fall from the bike at all. It's failures that what drives us and motivates us to actually learn and to be good at the things that we wanted to learn. So this brings me to my first point. As long as you're learning, as long as you're a student, you're going to experience failure. And this is essentials for everyone. In the book Rich Dad and Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki mentioned that the idea of losing, the idea of failures haunted people more than a desire of winning. Can you see the actual problem in mind? People worrying about failures, worrying about what if, than to actually complete the mission that handed it in the first place. People worrying more about failures more than success is what leads them to mediocrity life. And the second step is to actually find a mentor that you wanted to learn from. You're going to find a teacher, a mentor that you wanted to live a life that he already accomplished. It's very dumb for you to find advice from a fat doctor telling you to how to go on a diet and how to exercise. A bonus point for you, how to actually start to learn right now, is to jot down everything that you learn from a daily basis. So in this notebook, I always remind myself to actually write it out every single day, and to always remind myself all the advice that I've learned, all the learning lesson should be in you, not on you. They should be implemented deeply inside of you, and to always implement it and be an identity of yourself. So some of the point is Don't Scold, from the author of Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And how to actually increase my arm size from learning gym is to actually pronate my arm. When we're doing bicep curls, we only remind ourselves to make our elbow straight. But Brandon Carter teaches us that you should actually pronate your arm. So when you go up, boom, you should turn your wrist so there's a flexing motion here. So yeah, this is basically what you should learn from daily basis. Have a notebook beside you at all time. When you learn a learning lesson that's valuable, quickly write it down because you will forget. You have a bunch of ideas every single day when you're hopping in the shower or taking a shit. So when you have this kind of idea, quickly write it down, and maybe in the future it will help you exponentially in your life. Do the hard work, especially when you feel like